Let's have a look at your top story this evening. Please note that it may depict graphic nature. Well, the cross-examination of the first witness in the Omotoso trial, Cheryl Zondi, continued in the Port Elizabeth High Court today. Zondi gave harrowing evidence against televangelist Nigerian Pastor Timothy Omotoso and his co-accused Zukisa, Sitho, as well as Lusanda, Solani. Zondi told the court that Omotoso sexually groomed her for years to become a sex slave. Well, the court was shown a video of a crusade where Timothy Omotoso welcomes Cheryl Zondi back to the church. Advocate Peter Doberman for the defense cross-examined her on her demeanor while singing emotionally in church, saying that she didn't look fearful. Zondi says she concealed her fear. She was 14 years old. Doberman has also questioned why Zondi didn't resist Omotoso's intentions when she was 19 years old. Zondi told the court that she never raised an objection because Omotoso had a hold over her. The trial continues. Well, for more, we are joined by SABC's Jayed-Leigh Paulse. For more on this, of course, a very good evening to you, Jade. You sat through those court proceedings today. We saw another hair-raising day with graphic and detailed testimony of Cheryl describing what she claimed sexual grooming. Take us through that.
Very good evening to you, Shante, and to your viewers. Yes, I think for everyone that was sitting in that courtroom, just listening to Cheryl Zondi's testimony and listening to the way the cross-examination between Peter Doberman, the defense advocate, and his line of questioning, it upset a lot of people. But I think one also needs to take cognizance of the fact that he is doing his job, Shante. I know that a lot of people have come out firing Peter Doberman for actually, cross-examining Cheryl Zondi in that manner, the usage of his language. But then again, there are people that are saying that he is defending Timothy Omotoso and he has a client to defend, and therefore he will find loopholes within Zondi's testimony. But just looking at what transpired today, we saw Doberman, probing and trying to get Zondi to explain why is it that she said that she was taken to the mission house in Lusanda Ridge, Westbridge of Durban. In 2010, when the alleged incident happened, yet Timothy Omotoso only took occupied that house in February of 2011. So there was a lot of discrepancies within that time period, and he questioned a lot. He went back to the charge sheet and he asked her about that as well and why that wasn't included. And then he went on to ask her, if she had left the first time, why did she go back to the Jesus Dominion International Church, Shante? He was very, very adamant to wanting to figure out from Zondi, why would anyone return back to the church if they were allegedly raped and if they were so fearful for their life? You would know that she spoke about how she was so afraid of Timothy Omotoso and that she was afraid that if she left the church, that he would bewitch her or that she would die.
Now, just take us through the side coming from the defense. At some point, the accused, the Nigerian pastor Timothy Omotoso, was seen to be smiling at court, possibly to people that he knew from his church who were recording the proceedings, as well as then we saw his wife also making remarks, also smiling, and at one point being, spoken to by the judge to stop those utterances as Cheryl was breaking down in her testimony today.
That's very true. We saw Taiwo Omotoso, Omotoso's wife, constantly smiling during the court proceedings. She has been doing that and chuckling during Zondi's testimony. That prompted Judge Mandela Makahula to actually intervene and to tell her to stop doing that, otherwise she will be removed from court. But we also saw Timothy Omotoso also smiling and laughing with several of the church congregational members. I mean, there was a lady who was filming the proceedings. We're not sure why she was in church and why she was allowed to actually film with her camera, but she was present and she was standing amongst the media that were filming the proceedings. And we saw Timothy Omotoso smiling with her and using sign language. And so it was very odd to see and strange to see that happening during court proceedings. But it has been the norm. Like I said, we've seen Taiwo smiling, laughing and chuckling during the testimony. And then Timothy Omotoso as well, very happy-go-lucky, very, jovial during the proceedings, and not perturbed at all.
Let's just see, this case seems to have received huge public support, specifically in the courthouse and also on social media.
That's very true. It has gained enormous traction on social media. Several people retweeting the court proceedings, several people also throwing their weight behind Zondi, supporting her. But I must make mention of the fact as well that tomorrow the hashtag shutdown movement is going to be picketing outside the Port Elizabeth High Court. They're also going to be, standing in solidarity with the alleged victims of Timothy Omotoso, and they are planning a huge shutdown. The entire street of Bird Street outside the Port Elizabeth High Court will be cordoned off, and they're basically just calling on the judiciary, calling on perpetrators within the churches to stop abusing young women and young children, and just calling on for everyone to support Cheryl Zondi during her trial and the 48 other witnesses that are expected to take to the trial.
Thank you very much for your time this evening. That was SABC's reporter Jayed-Leigh Paulse coming to us from Port Elizabeth, giving us some of the details and the highlights of that Omotoso trial on day 2. Some other